Welcome everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. for the Arm of St. Andrews Council meeting, June 27th. I will read the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge we are in Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, and Dakota peoples. We acknowledge this is the birthplace of the Métis Nation. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Excuse me, Ken. Normally we have a box comes in and says you're being recorded.
Oh, because you guys aren't logged on to the same meeting as me. I don't have Tim's account. So I had to use mine.
So this is being recorded.
It's being recorded, yeah. Yep, you are recorded, yeah.
Pardon me, everyone. Agenda item number 3, adoption of agenda. Be it resolved, the council adopt the agenda as presented or amended with the addition of the following items. Under new business, item 12.4, River Road paving. Are there any further amendments to the agenda? Comments? Hearing none, seeing none, we have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Hunt, seconder. Councillor Mirecki, all in favor? Carried. Adoption of the minutes. Everyone's had a chance to read the June 13th minutes. Was there one? And the draft June 13th Committee of the Whole and draft June 19th Committee of, June 13th Council meeting, June 19th Committee of the Whole. Everyone's had a chance to read it. Are there any omissions or errors? Be it resolved, the council adopt the June 13th, 2023 council meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slyker. Seconder, Councillor Mondor. Any further comment? All in favor? Councillor Mondor, would you like to vote?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, carried. Council reports are all under item 5. Does anyone, thank you everyone, great reports. Does anyone have any comments or questions on the reports? Councillor Slyker?
Councillor Hunt, you forgot to put on that we went to AMM.
It's not an external committee.
Councillor Hunt, it's everything we attend outside. You can see how everybody's done the report for years.
I know, but look at our external, when the indemnity comes up, external committees are external committees. If that's the way you want to go, fine, but don't call them external committees.
Well, everyone has reported for as long as I've been on council, all events they've attended, not just what's listed on Schedule A.
I've done this for years, just my internal committees, or my external committees. And that's what's on there.
Well, that's what we're all new council has been putting up events they attend, so I'd ask you carry on with that. Any other questions? I just have one. I see Councillor Fiebelkorn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, no, I don't. That's farther on with the weed board.
Okay.
Never mind, sorry. It's on. Bylaws and policy, bylaw number 4381, council indemnities, first reading. Be it resolved that council give first reading to bylaw 4381 being the council indemnities bylaw as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slyker, seconder. Councillor Mirecki. Okay, discussion on the bylaw. Any comments? Councillor Hunt.
So under the one where you want to change it, the change to East St. Paul to an hourly rate. If you notice our indemnities for council, they include our council meetings and also preparing, reviewing agenda, contributing to the agenda, reading all supporting documents, so we're prepared for the meetings, and that's for our council meetings. So we're going to have our representatives go for 1 hour to East St. Paul. make $1 million decisions on the whole district. Like I say, unions have contracts of 3-hour minimums or 4-hour minimums. And I don't know how you're going to prepare for your meetings prior to going to the meetings to review agendas and to be prepared for the meeting. So if you don't want to charge for it, don't charge for it. But you know, you're going to send your alternate there. Then I'm sure they're not going to be of the same view. Your whole evening is you know, dedicated now to their meeting. You can't plan nothing else. So I don't agree with it.
Councillor Slyker?
I think I haven't gone to these meetings since November when I was appointed to the board. Some of these meetings you're in and out in 45 minutes. They start at 5:30, you're done. It is not fair to the taxpayers when this is something that we are a part of. We had no say that they moved to East St. Paul, but it should definitely fall under the hourly category. Because their meetings, I don't think I've been to one yet that's been a full 2 hours,
Councillor
that I
Hunt?
recall.
You're right. It's not fair to the taxpayer that you're not prepared for the meeting and read the agenda, read your supporting documents, ask any questions from the agenda. Those are big agendas, and you know, you just don't go there and read them. So.
If I may, Councillor Hunt, the agenda for a 45, Councillor Slyker is completely correct. 45 minutes to an hour. When it's that short a meeting, that means the agenda is very short as well.
Whatever, I'm just saying I'm against it.
Also, Ready Reclining is wonderful. They send us just like the RM does. We get the agenda way before the meeting. We have lots of time to read through it and ask questions. And they're very, very, because it's a one topic meeting, they're very precise in their answers and how they get stuff done.
Any further comments by anyone? Councillor Mirecki?
No, I just think it's important to have prep time. It's some sort of built-in amount of prep time.
Well, if I can comment to that, prep time for some meetings that are, because the agenda is so small, to read it, 15 minutes. Councillor Slyker?
It really is the same agenda that we get for planning here. Right? So I skip over St. Andrews because I've already seen it, and I read the other 3 places. It's basically a breakdown of it.
And a lot of the items they're on their agendas, like the stats. I've given them in my reports. They're all for information.
So what you're telling me, there's a lot of redundancy.
Yes.
And a lot of it, like, I mean, if we've got on camera with personnel meetings, very short time frame, very short. Councillor Mondor had his hand up first.
Yeah, I'd like to
Then
comment.
Councillor Hunt.
I would like to try to discuss 6F.
Okay, are we finished with this one, or, well, let's deal with one at a time. Councillor Hunt, what are you talking about?
I think it should be a personal preference. If you don't want to charge the full day or the half day, then don't charge for it, because your alternate that is going to it may not be of the same opinion. And like I say, it's prep. It's about time. It's about being prepared for it. Any union, you have a 3-hour minimum. Like I say, your evening, you've dedicated your evening now to that meeting.
Yeah, but we're not union.
And yeah.
You also deserve to get paid for the work that you do.
We've just explained. And furthermore, the ones arguing weren't on that board. But anyway, Councillor.
I know. I know. I'm arguing against it, and I'm not on the board, so I have nothing to gain by it.
Okay, we're done with that one. Councillor Mondor, you're on what number? Sorry.
6F.
Go ahead.
In regards to the last sentence, if named as an alternate member, attendance will only be allowed if the first named on the committee is unable to attend. I think that should be removed because I think some things are extremely important, and if someone wishes to go, I think it could come to council and ask for a resolution for them to attend.
Well, that is covered where you come for a resolution under,
Yes, but then it also says here, it says you will only be allowed if you are named as a committee.
well,
If
the
that
other thing
person-
we could do is amend Schedule B of the organizational bylaw and remove any reference to an alternate.
I don't care what you do, but I don't agree with that being in there, so.
Thank you for your comments. Any further comments? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, it's carried. 43. Sorry, I have to click back here. Approval of accounts. Be resolved that council approve the June 23rd and June 26th, 2023 check detail reports as presented. Could I have a mover, please?
Move.
Councillor Fiebelkorn, seconder. Councillor Slyker, any comments by council? Go ahead, Councillor
I
Slyker.
had some questions, but Kim's not here. I've sent some questions and I have not gotten any replies, so I'm assuming maybe he's off this week or,
No, he's not here tonight.
so I'll be following up.
Yeah.
My question.
Or you can abstain if you're not comfortable. If you don't have the answers, you can abstain. It's up to you.
Alright, I'll get to the bottom of it.
Any further questions? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? No, it's carried. We have no delegations on our item 8, item 9. Correspondence for action. Item 9.1, Selkirk Biz Annual Fair Parade, July 15th. Be it resolved that we'll discuss who wants to attend, be authorized to participate in the Selkirk Biz Annual Fair Parade being held July 15th in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mondor, seconder. Deputy Mayor Doornbos. Okay, there's an attachment. This was discussed when I was at the Highland Gathering to give the speech on Saturday with the 2 MLAs and James Bazan. This letter refers through to help offset expenses. They're asking for $500. That's normally not the cost of the parade. I talked to Jim Pelletier, who's taken over. He got all the information from me. He said, yes, they're looking for sponsorship, but you don't have to pay the $500 to enter into the parade. So I explained to him and I said, well, our budget passed. I don't think there would be council support for this. So he's okay with that. So then he got the, he called me back because Janet from the office has been calling for the costs. It's all over back. So our cost to enter a vehicle, there's been no decision made yet. I don't know what council wishes to do. I've done as I've always done in normal years. I've got the card booked, everything. So, and the cost per entry is $100 and what's on the paper here? $105. Because municipalities are considered nonprofit organizations. But what is council's wish? Because we never made a decision. It's running short of time. Councillor Slyker?
Is $105 to enter just a car with someone in it?
Used to be 40.
That's what I'm thinking, and now it's up to 105.
Where is that?
I never saw that.
It doesn't make, a lot
Where,
of sense,
wasn't there an attachment with all the prices?
not that I saw.
Oh, I did see something like that.
Yeah, I thought I saw something.
I didn't see 100.
I just saw the $500 request.
See, and normally this is different than we've normally bought, because normally there is, the sheet that you fill out with, you have to describe the vehicle, who's in it. There's all kinds of questions you have to ask, the answer from Slyker Biz, but that wasn't, it's like an application form. Cause they used to have an announcer by Safeway that would say, okay, who's there, and you'd have your, the number, they'd give you a number, it would be on the dash, but none of that is attached to this. So, in any event, the other, from the 40, it, as of today, it is, with GST, it's 52 something. To enter, and then that was the first cost, and then he came back and said, no, you're non-charitable, so it's 105, or the 100 and, so I don't know what we're gonna do here.
And then they want $500 on top of
No,
Okay.
forget the 500. So who is interested to go in the parade? Is there gonna be, do you wanna, one year we had a float? I mean, as I said before, I've gone with the other mayors at the front of the parade. It's again late, that's why I brought it up a while ago. The decorations we've got are in pretty bad shape. Then you have to pay, we've had Lord, Councillor Hunt can chime in here, we've had a public works employee charging overtime on a flatbed. The decorations for that would all have to be bought. The candy goes on and on and on, just I'd say at least $1,000. Councillor Slyker?
I think I'd be okay if you can get in back in the $40 range. $105 for a car and a thing is not good taxpayers' money, I don't think. 40, $50, okay.
See, and I know one year they waived the fee. Who?
The Councillor Hunt had something.
Oh,
Well, I offered to do the float. We've done a float with a tractor, we've done a float with an old grader I have, and we had the new grader. You know, that offer's still there, and, you know, yeah, we have to get one of the public works to drive it there, and yeah, you have to pay them overtime, but it's a small, to show off the equipment that we have and to participate in the parade. But if we're not going all on as a group, then there's no point. When we've done that, we've all been on the float.
I'm unable
no.
that day.
I'm unable that day too.
We have been. The 2 times I've had the grader and the tractor, we're all on the float.
last year I was in a convertible.
We didn't have the
up
float
in
there last
front.
year.
Last year was up in the front. Only in 2019, the parade that all of council went. The rest of that, even with the Pike years, I was the only one that went twice, and the 2 of us went twice. There was no float.
Okay, well, I would say no one's here to go on the float, unfortunately, because it's summertime. We have to be back for the 16th, those of us that can, for the bridge opening. If it's $40, $50 to enter your car, then that's fine, but I think 105 or whatever, no, that is not good taxpayers' money. And I don't think that we need to put any money into the self-expressed request that is attached to this.
I indicated the $500, we're not discussing that. So be it resolved, Mayor will be authorized to participate in the Slyker Biz annual parade being held July 15th.
And I'm okay with either price. It's just representation. So that's just me personally.
All in favor? Carried. Councillor Slyker?
Not for $105, no.
Carried. 2023 MIA Clean Tech Conference. This is the first time I think we've ever been approached. Never heard of this group before. Okay, for discussion, we'll get it on the table. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Doornbos, seconder. Councillor Mondor. Yes, reading the information, we've never been approached. It's obviously a new group dealing with, climate change. Any comments, anybody? Councillor Mondor?
I find it interesting, and if I could ask to go, I would like to participate.
Any further comments? Councillor Slyker?
I think with us being tied to the ROC that I don't see why we would need to send anyone to this.
This has nothing to do with ROC.
Well, it's with climate change and everything else. See, we'll get approached all the time, from all different groups. Some of it, a lot of it is duplication for different conferences to go. Councillor Hunt, do you ever have?
I'll move that resolution that Councillor Mondor go.
Any further comments by council, anybody else? Okay. Be it resolved that Councillor Mondor be authorized to attend the 2023 MIA Clean Tech Conference, which is being held on November 22nd, 2023 in Winnipeg. Oh, okay, yeah, we have a mover and seconder. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, next item, section 10, correspondence for information. Does anybody have any comments or questions on any of the items? All for information. Okay, Councillor Fiebelkorn, I just have one. In the weed board, I see Councillor Hunt was not there, he was away at the time. Under the budget, under the money, there was, with the finances, they're quite, current balances of January 20th was 13,000. Outstanding receivables, 159,914. Do you know when they start collecting that? Because that's a huge balance to be outstanding.
Don't off the top of my head, but
Councillor Hunt?
Councillor
So
Hunt
a lot of
was,
this is highways work and regulatory work, so they don't send out bills till after October. So this meeting, was held in January 20th, so, highways and government pays, 60 days, 90 days. They've all been up to date now. We just passed the budget last, 2 weeks ago there.
But this meeting is from January 2023, so this is from the previous year?
Correct.
Or this is from this?
This is from 2022.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm not sure why the minutes from January 20 is here.
I
They
know,
just-
why are
'cause
these minutes so late
Yeah,
from some of these organizations? Councillor Hunt?
Because we just approved them just 2 weeks ago. This meeting was in January 20th, and we just had a meeting 2 weeks ago, so they were just approved 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, we have no old or unfinished business. Under new business, there's an RFD for Canada Day celebrations funding. Has everyone read this? Do you have any questions? It's for, I'm trying to bring it up. For Canada Day, St. Andrews Heritage Centre, Matlock Rec Club, Petersfield Community Club, and Netley each received $250 each from the 2023 recreation budget. I know only 2 were last year. Now 2 more came forward. Does anyone have any comments to this? Councillor, Deputy Mayor Doornbos.
Again, I'm okay with the money. I'm just worried that next year there may be 8 groups that want to do it, and then we have to increase the budget for something like that. And if that's something that it becomes something that rolls and turns into a snowball effect, and I don't know if do we really want to go there and start doing all 12, 13 clubs that are at our end and start giving $250 or $500. Thoughts on that?
Councillor Slyker.
I'm quite fine with doing this year. What I'd like to see, and again, it will be something we have to work toward, is that, I'm just gonna say Teresa because recreation. We put out there to all of these community clubs, if they're coming, if they would like donations or they would like some help, that all of that information must be in by, say, April 1st, April 30th, before, so that we know what's gonna break out here. That way, I think answers your question of, okay, so next year we get 12 that want, well, geez, everybody's getting $50, if that's what it comes down to, right? Again, we're behind the 8 ball. The RM has been always behind the 8 ball for these kinds of things, so I'm fine with this, the way it's laid out. I would just like to see going forward that we put something in play that everybody has their ducks in a row by a certain date, so we aren't getting this stuff sprung on us.
If I could add to that, Brett, you knew, I brought this up for years. Actually, I discussed it with Councillor Slyker. Just like the community foundation and other grant places that give out grant money. Say you've got till March 31st to put in your money, and then that's the deadline. Because all these little ones added up during the year, then we know where we're at for the budget, who's gonna be asking for money. Because the way this is being done, we don't have any financial information here. It's coming out of the rec reserve. Well, how much do we have in the rec reserve? How is this affecting the rec reserve? And that's why I've been asking for years to have this put in place. Teresa could let all the community clubs or anybody always coming to us for money, saying here's the deadline that you have to apply. And if they miss it, well, then they'll be more prepared for next year. Because all these little ones just keep adding up and adding up.
Well, I think one of the things we could do next year is we can, and I, you know, we're going by past practices here, right? I don't think any money should be coming out of a reserve for a matter like this. But I think what we'll do next year is that we could set aside money in the budget and say, you know, we ask people to come forward, but you'll always get requests during the year. So you may get a soccer team from St. Andrews that's won the provincials and now is going to the national cup, right? And they don't know that at the start of the year, and they'll come. So we should have the regulars that ask, whether it's Red River Tourism or whoever, and those in the budget, and then have a pot. And you, council, would decide what that pot is, and as it comes during the year, when you make your decision, then you would go, okay, you know, we'll give $500 to this group, and then at the time, well, you've budgeted 5,000, you have 4,500 left moving forward. So that's what we'll do next year at budget. And then you can look and you can say, this is a reasonable amount for the year a reasonable amount for the year that we could give to clubs, right? And you know that amount. And when that runs out, it's done.
Deputy Mayor Doornbos.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was actually gonna bring that up, set some more money aside for these types of things. These are really important events for kids. They just love these things. I know my kids loved it. They love going to Selkirk. They love seeing fireworks. So, you know, adding a little bit extra into the budget for special days like this, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. I think that's maybe the direction we should go.
Councillor Slyker?
I would like to see this passed simply because I am assuming that everybody knows that this is in front of us now. All
Any
these
further
community
comment?
groups.
Well, I have one comment to make it too. I am having concern. I mean, we've got great clubs. We've got great volunteers in this. It was the Petersfield Community Club. This isn't even for a Canada Day event. We'll have to amend the resolution. It's for the week after. I mean, we gave the Heritage Center, they just got their $49,000 grant. Matlock, which is doing great. I love the people there. But the next item, they need $11,000 for an air conditioner. Petersfield isn't for a Canada Day event. Netley, I'm not too sure.
It says July 1st
Yeah, but read the emails that were all attached.
for their sports day.
Yeah, it's not for a Canada Day event.
The date's
They want it for the week later.
There's a pancake breakfast and everything on July the 1st. Sports day and kids
Yeah,
races.
July
and-
1st in Petersfield. It's all
I
over.
think you might be thinking the Netley Community Club.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, I mean, the people are wonderful, but now more and more are adding this dip in their Doornbos said, and I have a problem wanting to support this because, and plus we have coming up the Lockport Bridge we never expected. That's another $1,000 ask for July 16th,
Well, we'll have to tackle that.
you know, and this is like, taxpayers don't have just open pockets. It's their money being used for this. My husband did that to my phone. So I don't know, what is the will of council? I think they would understand because now we need that $1,000 to go to the grant, the ribbon cutting. Because there's money in the bank, like unless there's none of the groups have any money left in the bank here. Councillor Slyker?
I would like to see this passed, and I'm comfortable with doing maybe $500 towards the federal thing.
A lot of the things are already booked.
Saying, that's where my thoughts were.
Councillor Hunt?
I'm just going with the recommendation of staff and the rec department. Like I say, they're volunteers that work their butts off and for the community. And they serve 300 people for a pancake breakfast probably on that Saturday morning. And whatever they ask is not enough.
Yeah, I know, and those attending purchased the pancake breakfast. Councillor Slyker?
This resolution is for our taxpayers. So the federal one,
That's for our taxpayers.
not necessary.
Do you drive over to Lockport Bridge?
Yeah, I do.
Do all our taxpayers drive over to Lockport Bridge?
No.
You know, we gave $1,000 to Selkirk for fireworks. We're giving. We're one of the RMs that just have an open pocketbook here, and I mean, I think we have to draw the line here somewhere.
Okay, well, let's vote.
Would you like to chair the meeting, Councillor Slyker?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any further comments? Councillor Mirecki? Be it resolved that each not-for-profit community group that requested funds for their Canada Day events, they were approached. For their Canada Day event, St. Andrews Heritage Centre, Matlock, Petersfield Community Club, and Netley Recreation Centre received $250 each from the 2023 Recreation Budget Canada Day funds. Can I have a mover, please?
Move.
Councillor Hunt, seconder.
Me.
Oh, Councillor Mirecki, is doing that.
Oh,
Councillor Mirecki, any further comments? All in favor? Carried. 12.2 Matlock Emergency Funding. Everyone's had a chance to read the RFP.
Yep.
Any comments? Councillor Slyker?
I get that we own the building, I understand all that, but where is the line as to who is to maintain everything in the building? I'm a little unclear at that part.
Councillor Hunt?
That's why the recommendation is here to come up with a memorandum of understanding. So to me, it's our responsibility, like we maintain all of our buildings in the municipality that belong to us. So this is something that has to be carried out and have an MOU drawn up between the MRC, which is Matlock Recreational Club, and the RM. So in the future, and again, it's our responsibility, I believe. They always do the grants for any upgrades in the kitchen, bathrooms, flooring, all kinds of stuff. They've worked hard and diligently to get grants and fundraising and made an investment in our building. So, and in order to do that, they need the air conditioning to keep up with the events that they have planned. So,
Councillor Slyker?
Okay, so just so I understand, so we would need to bring all these groups in then and do like a understanding thing with them, is that what you're saying, that would cover it, what am I missing?
this is the only one that we own. This is in our name. The other ones are in the club's names. Petersfield, Clan, Boy, Netley. St. Andrews Community Club. This one is in our name.
Councillor Slyker,
Why is that, Councillor?
Because when they built the fire hall years ago, in order to get the land to do the fire hall, we had to take ownership of the land. And I believe that's, and it's before my time even, so, but that's the reason I was told 30 years ago, so. The land's all in one title there, so. And, like I say, it's not a bad thing. They've worked hard over the years with that hall to upgrade kitchens and the facility, and you read in here, these air conditioners were over 30 years old, so I don't think they owe us anything.
Councillor, did you have your hand up?
No, sorry.
Any further questions by council? I mean, they're great club, they need we provided to Petersfield, we provided to other halls as well, emergency funding. Okay, whereas the Matlock Recreation Club required immediate repairs, replacement of the air conditioning system to continue operations and meet booking obligations for the municipality-owned facility. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the RM St. Andrews approve the amount of $11,200 as emergency funds to Matlock Recreation Club for the repayment of invoice 373 for the air conditioning unit and repairs. And further, that the funds are to be paid from the Recreation Reserve Fund. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Hunt, seconder. Councillor Mondor. Any further comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, then we have item 12.3, Lockport Bridge, July 16th, grand reopening celebration. Teresa has attached a proposed budget. I would expect count was for 10 a.m. July 16th. So all of council, CAO, of course, anyone here will be asked to attend. The federal government, well, they put 37 million into it. There's apparently a federal minister coming, that's still not, I haven't heard as of yet. Megan, who has just been excellent on this, organizing all the things going on. She's in touch with Ottawa because Ottawa has to run through everything first because it's a federal money that paid for this. So, and council, she will be sending everything to council once it's put in order or organized, because it's all last week. Councillor Hunt?
Is St. Clement's participating in this?
The plan was originally the two, then St. Clement's wanted all the activities on their side. It went back and forth. Ottawa appointed Mike and myself, as my experience organizing events, to work together. Well, then it was going back and forth and a decision just could not be made. Then it was gonna be half and half events, and finally Ottawa stepped in because we're running out of time. So they made the decision that the ribbon cutting, we wanted to do it in the middle of the bridge. The province would not close the bridge, because I said, well, Selkirk Bridge is closed for the parade. They wouldn't close the bridge. So then, the Indigenous were also not gonna participate if we closed the bridge. So then Ottawa finally, long story short, Ottawa stepped in and they pulled up all the maps and the information, somebody was there, and the decision was made, the ribbon cutting will take place in the park by the St. Andrews Walking Dam on our side on River Road. So then the Lockport Development Marketing Group made the decision that they will hold a separate event August 7th, 16th, 17th, 18th, or 20th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. But Ottawa will invite the mayor and council and whoever to come for the ribbon cutting ceremony. So that's what happened.
So is St. Clement's being invited to this?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we do like Selkirk does to us? They send us a request for sharing part of the money like they do for fireworks and the rodeo and everything else. Why don't we see if they'll chip in some money? If not, I got no problem paying it, whatever.
We could, but they're hosting their own event, but they want the two communities to work together, but each RM has to arrange their own activities. They're gonna be asking us for money, but I said, well, I'm not supporting that because we're putting this on July 16th.
And where's the one in August going to be?
I have no idea of their details. It's the Lockport Development Marketing Corporation. All the business owners.
Don't they have that, half moon thing every August and,
Used
they
to
have
be.
bands and
He
stuff?
hasn't had it for a while.
Cause of COVID? Maybe this is to coincide with maybe something that he has going
They
on?
have, that's a separate group. He's a private business.
Okay.
Okay.
So. go
Deputy Mayor
ahead. Go ahead.
Doornbos?
I'm okay, like I say,
Oh,
whatever
it's
it
like-
is, we have
no,
to
it-
proceed with it.
It's up to $1,000, it doesn't mean you have to spend $1,000 on it unless there's stuff that's been purchased already that is gonna be over and above what this, these event details costs are here, so.
I could say it would be up to 1,000. I really don't think it's going to be 1,000. So
No,
we
I
could
don't
say
think
it's
so
up
either.
to 1,000.
I don't think so either. It's on our side of the river and it's.
I think it's important, it shows the community, you know,
Well, and
The
the,
feds just
Community
kicked in
involved.
37 million. What are you gonna, well, $1,000 or
and the
$700?
purpose was to get area residents, because a
Yeah.
lot were taking the perimeter, or they were not using Lockport Bridge because of the construction, to sort of, and the businesses did suffer for traffic wise, so it's to get people there will be newspaper coverage, everything on this, to encourage citizens to come back to Lockport and visit the businesses. They're chipping in other things, like towards the event, it's from 10 to 12 on that July 16th.
I did notice that, that restaurant Ricky's, he contacted me a month or two ago in regards to July 1st celebrations and how to get involved in all kinds of things. Maybe he could be contacted and he could participate in some regard to this as well.
Yeah, all the businesses are gonna be contacted on our side.
Okay.
And then they can advertise on their signs as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Megan and Teresa have done just an absolutely wonderful time in a short time frame to organize a lot. Be it resolved that the Council of the Armazine Anders authorize the Recreation Department to spend up to $1,000 for the Lockport Bridge reopening celebration to be held on July 16th, 2023 at the St. Anders Lock and Dam Park. At least if you'll note, I changed and clarified the name. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mondor, seconder, Deputy Mayor Doornbos. Any further comments? All in favor? Carried. We had one addition to the agenda. And that is just a brief update or discussion, item 12.4, River Road paving. Councillor Mondor, you have comments on this?
Well, I've been contacted with some residents, in regards to the safety concerns for quite some time now, and now that we're microsurfacing the, or the province is microsurfacing the, road, some residents have some concerns with the, final product, I guess. And I thought that at this time, with the safety concerns and the speed issues, this might be an opportunity to, have a no passing road, so a double yellow line down the middle, hopefully to mitigate speeding and any safety concerns. We're we're undertaking the restoration of Kennedy House, and we have the rectory there, and we have a couple of other parks along the way that people are utilizing more now that it's summertime, and I think it's a real concern, and hopefully we can do something.
Thank you. Well, as I can advise council as earlier in my email, There are a number of residents have addressed concerns with a number of you on council about concerns of the shoulders with residents having to walk on the road itself. It's so rough, speeding. Councillor Mondor brought to my attention to request, a solid line. No passing to hope to control the speed. As I indicated, this is a provincial road. Dr. Lejmodi and I had discussion on the weekend, and he wants us to either have the residents file complaints with direct to his office, or councillors forward your complaints. He's compiling a letter to get a list together to send a letter to the minister responsible. So is everyone okay with, I brought up the suggestion that I'll draft a letter, have administration help, and we'll send a letter to Dr. Lajmodier so he can include, because there might be more, a little bit more oomph to it if council, all of council gets involved. Are you okay with that?
Agreement?
Okay, so we'll draft the letter. Any further discussion on that item? Well, that brings us to the end of the meeting. We have no in camera. Be it resolved that council meeting be adjourned at 6:15 p.m. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mirecki, seconder Councillor Slyker. All in favor? Carried. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening.